Uh-oh, notifications have gone out. Y'all ready for an update? Listen, lots and lots and lots and lots of rumors flying around from all your normal internet true crimers. And I don't even blame them. Like, I understand the idea of everybody speculating. I have people writing me about things that I have said, and we're going to address them all. I'm going to address everything I've said, everything that I've actually found out to be true, and then some things that we've had partial truths. And I don't know what you're still reporting, but there are still people writing me messages and sending me text messages, and they're like, well, he lied about this, he lied about that, he lied about this. Well, there are some things that seem to be amiss. But I want to clear up just some quick rumors, and I'm going to try to get through this stuff faster than normal because I'm not going to spend my whole day on it. So a couple of things have come out. Well, first of all, I want to tell you that I was in Salida, Colorado yesterday at the search location. I had the best vantage point that anyone had gotten of the search location at the time. When I got to, so I'm out at the lake with my wife fishing. You can check, these are all live videos, so you can check live videos. Me and my wife head out to the lake fishing yesterday. We finished up around noon and we were headed home, and my phone exploded because we were out of cell service. Thank God we were out of cell service. I had way more fun fishing than I would have driving around chasing down internet rumors. So we come out of the lake and people are just a buzz on the internet. They found Suzanne. He buried her in concrete. He did this. He lied about this. They're searching this property. It's all over the news. People were doing live streams with 1,000 people watching, just spewing false information. Like, really saying shit that not even close to being true. And all of the sudden, a neighbor and personal friend of the people who own the property being searched calls me. They didn't call the news. They didn't call freaking CNN or Dateline. They called Dad with a phone. Personal friend of mine in Salida, Colorado calls me and says, this is what's going down. Through a few circumstances, I asked my wife, hey, baby, we don't go camping on the holidays. We don't go do stuff because traffic is terrible. It sucks. All the great campsites are taken, everything. So we don't normally go camping on this weekend. I was like, hey, can I go to Salida? And she said, yes. So I headed out to Salida to find out. I wanted to find out some facts because I've been hearing all kinds of rumors, from rumors that Barry lied and said he was at a fireman's training. That's a rumor. He never said that, by the way. So if you've been calling Barry a liar about saying he was at a fireman's training in Denver, that is not what he told police. I'm just letting you know. He told police I was at a job site in Denver on another project. Turns out Barry has a couple of projects going. So that's why this is how the internet rumors start. Barry is a volunteer fireman. He's not a paid fireman. He's a volunteered fireman. And I know that the internet has been abuzz with, he lied about his location. He lied about where he was at. He lied about this. He lied about that. Well, I'm not saying he hasn't lied, and I'm not saying that he hasn't done something in this case. I'm telling you that I spoke with people there. I didn't speak with internet trolls. I didn't speak with internet true crime people. I didn't speak with people who were out for justice. I spoke with people on the ground in Salida, Colorado. I spoke with locals. I spoke with neighbors. I spoke with police officers. I spoke with reporters. I spoke with the local bartender. I spoke with people who know Barry. This is the only way that you can actually find out information more than what they're giving you. You can't just make stuff up that's going to come true. To this very moment, as I wake up at 9 o'clock, 9:15, 9:45 in the morning, Suzanne has not been found. As a matter of fact, they didn't bust up any concrete over the last 2 days, and I doubt they're going to bust up concrete today. Really? I just have to be honest with you guys. I'll be honest. This is not true. This is not fact. This is Michael's opinion. I had a lot of time to think about this because I made a late night drive home. Instead of camping in Salida, I was going to camp in Salida. And then I was like, you know what? From the information that I've gathered, they are probably not going to find Suzanne at that property. It's not fact. There's always a possibility. Maybe they do find her. But it is my personal belief that they are not going to find Suzanne at that property. Now, here are some facts that are real strange around this case that people have been talking about, but I don't quite think they know what they were talking about. Police did not officially release that they found a bicycle until internet rumors started, right? Somebody broke it. Trevor, whoever Trevor is, broke it on the news about the bicycle being found. It was leaning up on a bridge, kind of over by this creek, and the brakes were locked up. You know, we've heard all these internet rumors. But the truth is that the brakes were locked up, but they were locked up long before Mother's Day. Suzanne's father, in a passing conversation, Suzanne, oh yeah, my bike is messed up, my brakes are locked up. So at some point we have to look at, she wasn't riding this bike. It was in the garage. Her brakes weren't working on it. She didn't go out on a bike ride on Mother's Day. The bike wasn't in working order. So when we start talking about a bike ride all of a sudden, now I have to, and I'm getting this from friends, from people that know and are close to this situation. She never went on a bike ride. I think we can establish that. And so at that point, you have to start taking out other scenarios. Well, somebody didn't abduct her off the trail. Somebody didn't abduct her from a bike ride. Her bike wasn't even working. It wasn't working prior to Mother's Day. There was already information out there in her family that her bike wasn't working. Everybody points the finger at the husband. He lied. He said he was at a training for the fire department. No, he didn't. He told law enforcement he was at a job site in Denver. He was on a different project in Denver. Why you were working on Sunday on Mother's Day, I don't know. What I do know about where they are searching and what the information I found out either directly, I have to be careful. Information that I found out directly. The property in which they were searching, they poured the concrete on Monday after Mother's Day. So the day after Mother's Day, she was reported missing on Mother's Day. Hoopla, hoopla, hoopla. The world kind of starts to blow up as the case builds. But the day after Mother's Day is when the slab was poured at this particular property. Now everybody's reporting, well, they had a tent set up, and how could you even see? Well, first of all, it was hot yesterday. I'm in shorts right now. I was in shorts yesterday. It was hot in Salida. Cops are lazy. They're going to set up a tent so they can stand in the shade and talk about what they're going to do. They didn't set up a tent around the area they were searching. They set up a tent to get out of the sun. Okay? And they weren't there just yesterday, by the way. According to the neighbors, the people who have houses right next to this property, they had been there the day before all day running equipment. All day running equipment. And when I say equipment, unevasive equipment, sonar, cadaver dogs, all of this stuff. And so I heard it reported, oh my gosh, the dogs marked her. They dug her up. They found her. Everybody, they got him. They got him. They found her. That is not true. I reported that Barry was in custody. You know what I found out? Barry was in custody. He wasn't arrested. He was in temporary custody for questioning. And I thought he was arrested. When I wrote Barry's in custody, those are the exact words from a very reliable source in the Chaffee County area. So I reported Barry's in custody. All of a sudden, I get to the property of where they're searching. I'm reading the press release, the official press release, and they're like, Barry, nobody's in custody. I'm like, oh, shoot. He must not have been in custody. I'm like, oh, well, you know, people are like writing me, are you going to apologize to Barry's family? Well, I was told he was in custody. I brought it to you as a factual report, understanding that he was in custody. And then all of a sudden they say he's not in custody. And then I get a message, Michael, he was in custody. He's just no longer in custody. We don't have to report that we had him in custody for questioning. We put in the press report that he is no longer in custody. So Barry is not off the hook by any stretch of the imagination. They are focusing their investigation on him, his movements, his whereabouts, what he did prior, what he did during, and what he did after Suzanne went missing. I do not think Barry is innocent. I am making this as an assumption. I am assuming they are going to arrest Barry because I've been told they have a prime suspect. They're looking in this general direction. Everything they are doing is focusing on where, what, and how Barry went about his life before, after, and during this investigation. We know that 4 days or 5 days prior to Mother's Day, their home security cameras were kind of taken down, whether they were physically taken down or the server stopped or whatever. Somebody messed with their security cameras, and they know this. They're very much aware of this. They are, trust me, this is information that is directly from there. Lots and lots of internet rumors. It's crazy because I like doing this true crime stuff, and I like trying to dig and find information out, trying to get, some sort of angle that someone else doesn't have. But you have to be super careful because when people start just blurting out stuff like, oh, they found her buried in concrete. False. They didn't. They haven't even dug up the concrete. Not one piece of that foundation has been busted. Now, there are a few things that I wonder, because I know that the sheriff's department reported to the property owners that they didn't find anything and that they're going to be back today, continue their search. And some people, I look at it as could be a wild goose chase, but it's a wild goose chase they have to go down. They have to make an effort to try to find Suzanne wherever they have. It's the same thing that happened with the Kelsey Barrett case when the cops spent $100,000 on searching the Midway dump station. The police have to make every effort they can they have to go down every lead and every road, every section, every little thing. I'll say this again if you're just joining. I do not believe, personally, from what I saw yesterday, what I know that they had done the day before, and from interacting with neighbors, the cops, the press, everybody there, they are not going to find Suzanne at that job site. But I need to stress that was just one of Barry's latest projects. Coincidentally, concrete was scheduled for Monday. So you have to understand, the concrete that was poured the day after Mother's Day had actually been scheduled for weeks. This was on their construction calendar. Does that mean he didn't use that opportunity? No. Does that mean that someone else didn't help him and use that opportunity? No. But as you search the true crime world today, as you find every little piece of information that you can try to dig up about the Suzanne Morphew case, as you watch news reports, as you watch other YouTubers, as you watch other Facebookers and bloggers, ask yourself, well, where are they getting this information? They didn't just call up the neighbor. They didn't just go down there and stand across the river from where they're digging. Trust me, I was there. I got across. Okay, I get there, and you can watch this on live video. I get there. All the press are on these outskirts. They're down these roads. I'm like, what happened? They blocked the road off. But I talked to the press. I have built a relationship with pretty much all the press in this area when it comes to these cases. They see Dad with the phone show up. Hey, Dad with the phone. Hey, it was funny. There was Fox 21 was about to go live literally at 6:30, and she told me she was going to go live, but she was on like this road that you couldn't see the house. It was blocked off in either direction. And she was like, well, what are you going to do? I was like, I'm going to go across the river and get a shot at the house. She was like, well, how are you going to do that? And I was like, I got an inside scoop, right? See, I know the locals. They told me how to get to where I could see what I wanted to see. And so I make the trek around. Now, I thought I was going to have to walk or bicycle up to where I was at. Turns out road was open. And so I pull up, and I'm right across from the house now. I see the cops. I see the search party. I see the equipment. I see everything going on. I'm like, oh, man, this is a way better shot. So I call her and say, hey, you should get over here and do your live. So then one press car comes around, right? You build relationships. You talk to these people. You give them something. They give you something, right? And so this is how you actually get real information. This is how you build sources. This is how I get the information. I don't know how all the other internet people do. I think they just make shit up. When I heard the stuff at about noon that they had dug her up, I was flabbergasted. I was like, I'm going to get there, and there's going to be 100 press, helicopters. There were helicopters there. They even set a no-fly zone. How about that? People were like, fly your drone. There was a no-fly zone set. One, because it was a stage 2 fire ban. 2, there were helicopters in the area. So I could have flown the drone and got a sweet drone shot, but I already got access to a drone shot. I'll give y'all, I'll put that up in another video at some point. So while we're there talking and I'm finding out more information, we're talking about the case with multiple news people there. KRDO was there, Channel 13. Talked to that gentleman for a while. Channel 9 News was there. Channel 2 News was there. Fox 31 was there. Fox 21 was there. So as I'm gathering information, I'm trying to figure out what do we know to be fact and what do we not have answers on. And so I was like, do they still have him in custody? No, not in custody. Not in custody. But so-and-so told me they were in custody. We search a little. Oh, well, he was in custody. He's no longer in custody. But what this is, it's a game. It's a pressure game. They are looking at their prime suspect. They are putting pressure on their prime suspect. Let's see here. There was a couple of other little tidbits of information. The cameras, the bicycle was broke. Suzanne has not been found. No concrete has been excavated. Cadaver dogs. They ran cadaver dogs over the property. here's what I know to be true when it comes to these kind of situations, because I've watched them. Quickly after they find Suzanne, quickly, may not be minutes, but within 24 hours after or when they find Suzanne, the cops are going to come forward and say, look what we have done. This is what the cops do. When they're doing investigations, when they're working these cases, they want to look good. They want to be able to say something that brings, hope or closure or movement in these cases. They don't want people to look at them and go like, what are the cops doing? Of course it's him. Look, he buried and built concrete. He did this job. He did that. So when information like this project comes up, they have to do something. So far, they've spent 2 days and they're on day number 3 of the search of the property along the river. A beautiful property. Oh my goodness. Dream property along the Arkansas River. Walk out your back door and you're at the Arkansas. And just a beautiful property. It's a property that is set up for like a retirement for this family. This family is a working family outside of Salida, but they are building this property as their, like, this is where we're going to die property. And they have been 100% cooperative. They actually have been following Dad with the phone. They actually have been watching my updates and seeing stuff. And so today, all I can tell you is enjoy your weekend, because although law enforcement is searching there, I'm making an assumption, and you can take it for what it is. It's my best educated guess after being where it happened, not listening to internet rumors, not trying to search the web for new information. I was there in Salida speaking with the people closest to this thing. And it is my belief that they are probably not going to find Suzanne at this property. I hope I'm wrong. I hope right now, somewhere on the internet, somebody's breaking the news that they found her. But from what I kind of gathered yesterday, what I gathered from the day before, and talking with the people that are involved, the people that own the property, the people that are closest to this, the neighbors around, that although it's a valiant effort and it would be an amazing story. We found her. She was encased. She's under the property. She's under the garage. She's under the basement. It seems like the most logical thing, but I do not see that happening. I don't. I believe this is a case of domestic violence that has escalated into some sort of homicide. I believe that law enforcement, look at my beautiful wife. Look what I got. Some piggies in a blanket. I believe this is a domestic case that has escalated into a situation that turned into a homicide. I believe that the people involved will be brought to justice. I actually believe they're going to catch who has done this. I do not know, and I do not have a feeling on whether or not they're going to find Suzanne or not. But I've learned in doing these cases, Patrick Frazee, looking into the Mindy Lee case, the Joshua Maddox case, the Tisha Stout case, the Heidi Brizard case. The list can go on and on. The best source of information are the people that are actually on the ground. And I think the biggest takeaway is, I believe without a doubt that the bike ride is a fabricated story. Now, that story comes from a message that was sent from Suzanne's phone. All right? I'm going on a bike ride. I have it on. Nobody could tell me this for sure. I asked this question. a lot yesterday of a lot of people that have been following this case and a lot of people that are close to this case. I asked the question, why didn't just a second, I got to get something. I'm back. I asked this question of a lot of people there yesterday to try to figure out, again, facts, not rumors. What's up with the daughters? What happened? How are they involved? Uh, I know one of them is in their 20s and one of them is a minor. Why aren't they at the house? Where were they at on Mother's Day? Kind of got the same story that a version they were camping, a version, one stays with boyfriend and family, one stays here. And so what I do know is that the daughters had been trying to get a hold of their mother for multiple days prior to Mother's Day. They finally got a hold of a neighbor. The neighbor actually went and looked around the house, knocked on the door, and stuff on Mother's Day. This is when the report was called in. It tells me it's informative in a way that is not so clear, right? Why didn't they call dad? What's their relationship with dad? What's going on that, they're trying to hunt down mom and dad doesn't even know where mom's at? So there is still that questioning. Why didn't dad report her missing over a couple of days? Was she missing a couple of days? When did who put the bike out on the bridge? Who sent the message from her phone? And these things are all going to have to be answered. And I believe law enforcement, with the digital footprints that are left in phones and services and all that stuff, I believe they're gathering all that. That takes sometimes more than a week. When FBI and CBI get involved, it can happen a lot quicker because they have like fast track channels to all these cell phone companies, and they have fast track channels to getting this information through warrants and all that stuff. But we're 10, 15 days into this thing. I don't know the exact date we're into this, how many days it's been. I think it's been 11 or 12 or 13 days or something like that. So much information is probably being flooded into law enforcement, not only via tips, but also via search warrants that are being issued and stuff like that. So we're going to get more info. I'm probably going to make a few more trips out to Salida. I didn't get to go. I was going to go up to Maysville and do some stuff, but I don't want my whole weekend to be ruined by some dude murdering his wife. That stuff's still going to be there tomorrow. That stuff's still going to be there next week. And so we will be back in Salida. We got a place we can stay at anytime we want. Again, local. This isn't where I live. It's not down the block from me like the Kelsey Barrett case, but it's one of my favorite places. And, I've got a local connection there. We also have some other connections that are in the area. So I'm going to follow this case all the way through. I'm going to try to bring you up-to-date facts. What I can tell you as of right now, today, Suzanne has not been found. Nobody is arrested. There have been people in and out of custody for questioning, but nobody is arrested. They are still searching this particular property in East Salida, right on the river. It is my belief, just my personal belief from what I witnessed, what I was watching, what I talked to, the people there, not the internet, the people there, that they probably are not going to find Suzanne there. And we go forward, and it's not something to be discouraged about. It's not something to, they are working. They're doing their due diligence. The cops are obviously doing their things. A lot of people mad at the Chaffee County Sheriff's Department, though. A lot of people messaging me about the corruption in the Chaffee County Sheriff's Department. I kind of already knew that. I can't take on all the cops, though. You can't take on all the sheriff's departments at the same time. And so right now in Teller County, we got some corrupt cops. So, people giving me stories about the Chaffee County cops, and I'm like, of course, this is probably happening, And so I talked to a bartender. So I talked to a bartender. They got restaurants open in Salida. I went to a restaurant yesterday. People sitting next to me with no mask on, drinking beer. People behind me eating Restaurant food in a restaurant. Pretty cool. What a concept. I talked to a bartender who's a brother of a sheriff's department officer. And I was just like, I was talking to him about it. I was like, oh, yeah, this thing's blowing up. Everybody's talking about it in town. Blah, blah, blah. He kept saying my brother's talking about da-da. And I was like, who's your brother? He's like, oh, my brother works for Chaffee County Sheriff's Department. Oh, really? Oh, really? Can you ask him? Let me see. Again, local information, not the internet, not some dude that knew who Dad with the phone was. I'm just a dude in a bar. So, all right. Unless a bear attack. It wasn't a bear attack. When animals attack, they leave a mess. They don't clean up after themselves. Nice, Blanca. I'm glad y'all are open. We might have to come to Canyon City and have some restaurant. Cement was not removed yesterday, Michelle. I don't care what Channel 9 says. I don't care what anybody says. Cement was not removed. I was there. I talked to the people. So whatever's being reported, you guys you take it for what it is. I was there. The cement is not being. You can look at the video. No cement has been busted up. No cement has been taken out. It's a fully intact concrete slabs. Again, I understand rumors and people taking off on all this stuff. Are they looking at stuff? Are they sifting through some dirt? Are they sifting through? Probably. They're doing stuff. They're searching. They're looking with equipment. They're looking with other stuff, but they haven't torn up. I know they haven't. I spoke with. They haven't torn up the property. They haven't. They haven't torn up the foundation. They haven't found anything. They haven't destroyed anything. I already know. He was in custody for questioning. Yes, that is something I did confirm. He hasn't been arrested. Where's her phone? That's a big one. I don't know where her phone is, but I know that she made a message from it, so I know they're looking for it. All right. How far are you from Salida? I am about an hour and 40 minutes. Go fishing. That's what I say. Do you know? Yeah, he's their biological father. I'm just looking at y'all's comments if there's anything I need to make. Yeah, it had to be hard for the daughters yesterday. From what I understand, a lot of the news reporters weren't going to be there today. There were going to be a couple of cameras there that were going to be keeping an eye on the search area, but I do not believe they're going to be doing a bunch of reports. So you may not be seeing those. I need to eat my pigs in a blanket right now. All right. There's a 30-minute update. If you have more questions, you can message me at Dad with a Phone on Facebook or Twitter or wherever. All my links are at the bottom. Hey, thanks for watching. Hey, I don't always get it right. I don't. And hopefully, like I said, when I started this, maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe they will find her today encased in concrete at that property. Maybe. from what I gathered yesterday from speaking with the people who have been there all day, the neighbors, the owners, everybody, they are not going to find her at that property. But we'll see. But we will see. Thanks for watching Dad with a Phone. We'll see you guys maybe today, maybe not. We'll continue to follow this case. We'll continue to try to answer questions as they come in. Again, it's one of those things where when you're watching this true crime stuff, I know that everybody wants. I know that the YouTubers need clicks and views. They need you to watch them. That is not why I do this. I do this because it's intriguing. It's fun. I had fun yesterday. I had fun going to this location, looking into this stuff, trying to figure it out, sliding in with neighbors, trying to talk to people who are in the area, trying to see what the local community thinks, trying to find out if anyone knew Barry, what his demeanor was, how he was acted. Oh, okay, I can tell you this. I think there was a report from the police or from the fire chief, kind of how Barry had acted since this had gone down. You can check that out on Fox 21. That was a question that I asked somebody that had seen Barry after Mother's Day. What was his demeanor? How was he acting? Did he change? Stuff like that. And although, people try to be, nice, but people locally have already made their assumptions. They've already made their assumptions whether he's innocent or guilty. I spoke with people locally that don't believe he did anything. I spoke with other people locally that believe that know Barry, that these are people who have interacted with him. They believe he's guilty. I don't know. I guess we will see. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. My name is Michael. They call me Dad with a Phone. Thanks.